Hi, my name is Mike, and I've been playing piano for about 6 years now. And this video is going to be sort of an introduction to piano for new players. And I'm going to talk a lot about improvisation, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about piano. And I think it's probably the best way to kind of get into it. It's the most fun and exciting way for new players to really get into playing piano. So yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot about improvisation today. Now, I'm going to start with something really simple. The C major scale, which most people know if you've taken any piano lessons, but if you haven't, it's all the white notes. And a lot of people think of the C major scale or any scale as something that you practice the fingering for so that you can get good at doing it. Like that. And that's not what I want you to think of it as. I want you to think of a scale as simply a set of notes and a set of tools for you to use in your improvisation, because that set of notes sounds good together when you're playing them. So, for instance, if I'm going to play a song that's in the key of C, a very simple song, one of the first songs I learned was Heart and Soul. Now, most of you have probably heard that song. And that is one of the songs that really got me started on improvisation, because once you know that basic tune and you know that chord progression, you really start to understand the mechanics of piano, and you understand more about improvising, because as you learn what you're going to want to do as a beginning player, the way that I learned and the way that I learned to love piano is I started improvising on that same tune. So maybe using the same chord progression, maybe mixing it up a little bit, you can start really playing with your creativity and start really learning how to play the piano in a really fun and exciting way. So I'm going to go ahead and use Heart and Soul as our first example and our first little lesson. So you're going to play C in the left hand and C, E, G in the right hand, like this. Now, for anybody who's completely brand new to piano, you're going to hit with thumb, your middle finger, and your pinky. Now, if you can see this well enough and you can copy it, good, you're off to a good start. So you're going to hit each twice in turn, like that. Then you're going to move down, and it's going to be the same configuration for your fingers. Your fingers are going to be in the same place, just moving down. Same with your left hand, down to the A key. Down to F, then up to G. Now that's all pretty simple stuff, but if you're brand new to piano, it's going to be a good way for you to kind of get used to playing a song that has rhythm, and you'll learn to keep that rhythm. And rhythm is one of the most key elements of improvisation. So moving on just a little bit, if this is going a little bit fast, that's okay. You can kind of look at this and just think of it as a little bit of an introduction to what you can do, and I'll post some more detailed videos in the future. So the basic idea for improvising on this song, especially as a beginner, is to kind of mix it up a little bit. Maybe you only play this one once, and rather than playing this one twice like this, you just use those three notes to improvise and play whatever you think feels good. And so you can kind of start playing what pops into your head at that moment. Now that's a little bit fancy there, but you kind of get the idea that you can just really go to town on this simple chord progression and have it sound good, because once you know that key of C, you don't need to practice that scale or anything. You just need to know that any of those white keys, if you're playing them, they sound good together. And it's easiest to start off with a chord progression to improvise on. So we're starting out with this chord progression of C, A, F, G. And once you know that, then you can really start accelerating from there and being creative and having a lot of fun and making learning piano fun and exciting. at the beginning. Rather than practicing something over and over again, repetitive scales, you can start improvising and having fun immediately. So I'm going to go over that basic chord progression one more time, that way you can really get it into your head and start practicing that, and then start improvising on it to start having fun. So it's going to be C, so C in your left hand, C, E, G, and then move everything down to A, C, E, down to F, F, A, C, and then up to G, G, B, D. And then if you keep repeating that chord progression, like that, then you can start adding in the rhythm of the original song, and then you can start getting creative like I did earlier. Remember that since this song is in the key of C, you can play any one of these notes and it'll sound good. Now, what you're going to want to do is, once you've learned those chords, then you're going to want to land on those chords when your left hand hits those chords. See how I'm playing notes in between, but whenever that chord comes up, I'm playing one of these three notes. One of those three notes. So that's kind of a little bit of an introduction on how to start improvising, and from there you can go crazy and start introducing new things like changing keys or having, you know, all sorts of cool stuff. So you can start playing really complex things, but this is a great way to start, so I'd practice that.